A Tibetan Buddhist monk once had a dream in which he saw an island. Sometime later, he was approached by an Irish ex-nun who said she'd been led to him by a vision of the Virgin Mary. She also had an island to sell, and of course, it was the one he'd seen in his dream. And so the Holy Island, in the west of Scotland, was bought by the Lama Yeshe.
If people come here, they can really find this inner peace very easily. I'm always there to help. It's my duty to share all my knowledge and my time and commitment to anybody who wants my help.
The Holy Island is a vision for the future. Lama Yeshe intends it to become a spiritual interface for the planet.
You all have a nice holiday.
Catholic or Protestant, Muslim or Hindu, Buddhist, Druid or Golden Dawn occult society. All will be welcome in a place that will be spiritual but non-religious.
Whoever is doing a useful, a meaningful job is worthwhile to respect. So that allows me to have respect to all other religious people, and also it allows me to work with all other forms of activities. So here we have people from Australia, Germany, America, many countries.
For some people will be the place. I'm not sure for everyone, but everyone who's come always say to me they have benefited from being here. So this, I feel, is what they find. We're not trying to persuade anything. They are coming and discovering for themselves.
People here, they come for like 1 week, sometimes 1 month, sometimes a year even, sometimes 2 years. They come here to do volunteer job. So they are expected to do gardening or doing dry stone walling or picking up garbage or planting trees. So there's a lot of work going on in this place. And always willing to help to not only mankind, but all life form. Because sometimes mankind are very destructive because we think we are the masters of everything. So we say only mankind. So when we say only mankind, then what happens to all the life forms? We lose respect for birds, we lose respect to all forms of life.
You're speaking about respect for other life forms. I've met a lot of people in the last couple of weeks who talk about the Earth being alive. Do you believe that the Earth, the actual planet, the ground we're on, is alive?
I think we don't see that way, but we see that Earth is like a physical body form for me. If the ecology is not good, physically we will be getting sick, and mentally we will be emotionally not right. So we can't actually spiritually progress. Every genuine teaching must have loving, compassion, understanding, and tolerance. If we get everything we need in this life 3 times over, still we are not happy because our greediness is our cause of our suffering. So through meditation, we really have to sort of get rid of the greediness and say, you only have one life. You need basic things. So we should be more willing to share what we have, and we should be more willing to take time off and enjoy our life. If we have only one life and spend whole our life working and kill ourselves, what's good about this? You can't take your wealth with you.
But do we only have one life?
Well, many people don't believe. So even if you have another life, we can't take what we have now, isn't it?
It's true.
The Lama Yeshe struck me as an authentic holy man with excellent taste in hats. But he also got me wondering, if you're tolerant of other people's belief systems, as he is, and as many of the people involved in the New Age are, how far does this tolerance extend? At what point do you stop smiling and grinning and nodding and say, hang on, this is rubbish, isn't it? Author and teacher William Bloom is a leading light in the New Age movement.
William, I've spent the last few weeks going out and encountering things that I really didn't know were out there. And I'm still trying to make personal sense of all the things I've seen. What do you think's going on out there?
Well, I tell you, I think to understand what's going on, you have to place it in its position in history. So if 200 years ago you decided to investigate this world or investigate other forms of consciousness or investigate within yourself, you would have only had one person to go to, which is the local priest. And the local priest, depending on what type of guy he was, would have basically opened up the Bible and said, get into this, jump into this. Nowadays, 20th, 21st century, planetary village, everything is open. So people who are interested in exploring consciousness now have this huge smorgasbord, this supermarket of paths. One of the common beliefs is that everything, every human being, every living thing has a core essence that's seeking to come fully present, that's seeking to express itself.
But is that not a very self-centered approach?
It would be.
I use the term self-centered pejoratively.
Absolutely. It can lead to the most terrible narcissism. But in general, there's a sense of interdependence, a sense of networking. It's a planetary community, and we're in it together.
Where I part company with people is when they can then say, yes, and there is this universal energy, there is this life force. And by the way, there are 9 layers of universal light, not 8 or 10. And did you know that St. Peter came from Saturn? And that the essence of this planet can... And then suddenly we're onto very specific belief systems with very detailed rule books. How does that happen?
People like to feel psychologically safe, and one of the ways they get to feel psychologically safe is if their mind thinks it has a handle on everything.
Yes.
And the mind, or the human mind that counts 2 and 2 equals 4, is a different part of the consciousness than the consciousness that is having the experiences of stuff that is more subtle and more intuitive and more instinctive. And that part of the mind, that logical part of the mind can feel quite lost and quite anxious if it thinks it doesn't understand. And all the crazy pagans and all the crazy meditators and all the loonies, what they're basically doing is saying, hey folks, here's a signpost to being human again. And one of the main features of being human is to give yourself some respect.
Yeah.
The danger is for folk who want to dive in, want to give away their power, want easy answers, want a quick experience, because then they may get an experience, but they're not going to get something that helps them become more mature, more happy, more centered.
Week after week this summer, I've been through therapies, healing, analysis, rituals and ceremony, to the point where sometimes it seemed nothing else existed in my life. I've sat up till 2 o'clock in the morning discussing goddess power, planetary energy, and whether that little crystal on the string was moving of its own accord or whether the woman was giving it a bit of a wiggle. So, has it changed me? Well, I didn't meet God, I haven't joined a cult, and I'm not planning on a group suicide or a mass shootout with the police. But actually, yeah, something did happen.
Maybe I've been a bit rash by throwing myself into this every day for 4 weeks.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, the whole situation has been one of mixed throwing yourself in, plus reflective skepticism on the whole thing, which is the bit that's useful. It's the reflective skepticism. I always tell even my own students, listen, keep your scanners on for rubbish, both in yourself and out there in the people who are teaching you. Keep your scanners on, because
Reflective skepticism.
yes, it's useful. It's useful. I mean, it would be a sad world if people, just because they became mystical pathwalkers, lost their skeptical reflection, wouldn't it?
This second spine I'm growing,
Yes.
it starts here and it comes up to about here.
Oh,
Did you know
really?
in Atlantis they had no betting shops?
Oh yes, they did. I channeled recently that they had, and I won several
really?
times, right, on the great dragon races through the cosmos.
Right. Can
right.
I become your follower?
It will cost you.
Fair enough.
Get your credit card. I take credit cards
Okay.
instead.
But hey, just because you're desperately seeking something doesn't mean to say it doesn't exist.